it was a good game. Good way to start the World Series. Um, if you didn't watch the game, the Phillies they outlasted the Astros 6-5 in 10 innings and extra innings to win Game 1 of the World Series. Yeah, it was a good game. It started off as like this slugfest. Astros they punched first. Phillies they punched back. And then after that, then when they switched to the bullpens, it was just a little stalemate. They were at a stalemate up until the Realmuto homer. But yeah, this was a good game. This is a good game. Good way to start the World Series. Let's get it started. Let's start with Verlander. Verlander, he starts off great the first 3 innings. Didn't allow a single run. I don't think he allowed a hit either. Nola, he was getting messed up, man. More specifically by Tucker. Tucker, he had 2 home runs. He drove in 4 runs this game. Tucker put the team on his back. Him and Maldonado, they accounted for 5 of the Astros' 10 hits this game. Everyone else struggled. Pena went 1 for 5. Altuve, who's been struggling this whole postseason, he went 1 for 5. Jordan, he went 0 for 4. Everyone else has struggled except for those 2. They accounted for every run that the team scored because Maldonado, he drove in a run. And he accounted for half of the team's hits. So they start off great. Okay. Now, Phillies, they bounce back. They fight back. Castellanos, he scores a run. Baum scores a run. Realmuto, he scores a run. He scored the last 2 runs, as a matter of fact. He scored off a double, and he scored off the game-winning homer. But yeah, they fought back, man. It was 5-0. They fought back and made it 5-0 because that's what the score was until they when they took Nola out. 5. It was like 5. I think I think it was 5 to. I think it was like 3-0 or 5-0. It was 5-0. And then they bounced back and they made it 5. And they made it 5-5. And they took Verlander out. So both pitchers, both pitchers didn't make it past 5 innings. I think Nola, he made it like 4 2/3 or 4 1/3, and Verlander, he made it to 5. Both of them gave up 5 runs. So most of the runs that were given up were by the starting pitchers. The bullpen for the rest of the way, they've been solid. They were solid. Okay, they were very solid. Like the Astros bullpen, they go. The Astro bullpen. Let's start with them. The Astros, they go 5 innings after taking Verlander out. They go 5 innings, only allow 3 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. That 1 run came from the JT Realmuto homer that won the game. I think he hit that in the 9th inning. Bottom of the top of the 9th. The bottom of the 9th. Top of the 10th, I think. I think at the top of the 10th, he hit that. And Philly, their bullpen, just as good. 4 2/3 innings, allowed 4 hits, allowed 0 runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. They did just enough. They did just enough to squeeze past the Astros pitching because the Astros pitching, they've been carrying the team. That's a big reason why they're in the playoffs right now. Because their offense has been anemic. Outside of a few people, their offense has been anemic. Very anemic. It's starting to look like last year. This game was really starting to look like last year when that bullpen came in. Because remember, the reason why the Astros lost was because Atlanta Braves pitching was impeccable. Starting pitching, bullpen, they were impeccable. That, the Braves, the Braves pitching was impeccable. Their From the starters to the bullpen was impeccable. They could barely get a hit off of the Braves pitching. It was starting to look the same. It was starting to look the same after they took the starting pitchers out. Cause like, bruh, both pitching staffs, both bullpens lights out. Now let's get to when Garcia gets in. Garcia gets in, I think in the ninth. He pitches. Real Muto's up. He has Realmuto, he has the home run. He has the homer. Get the lead. And after that, man, it was like, all right, we're gonna see what's going on. We're gonna see what's going on. I think that happened in the top of the 10th. I think that's when it happened. Yeah, the top of the 10th, that's when it happened. They booted him out the game and they put another pitcher in. Stanek. Yeah, because like and what's crazy about Castillo, Garcia was, I didn't even know Garcia was on the roster. I didn't even know he made the World Series roster. The last time we saw him was in the NLDS. He didn't even pitch in the NLCS. They didn't really need him. They swept the Yankees, but the last time we saw him was in the NLDS. He pitched in the 18th inning game with Seattle, where they won 1-0. Like, he did really good. He pitched 5 innings, allowed only 2 hits, didn't allow a single run, and had 6 strikeouts. That was the last time we saw him. And he comes in this game. He does good. I think he had like 2 outs. I think he got 2 outs. I'm not sure. But he comes in, he allows that homer to JT Realmuto. And yeah, that's what won him the game. Yeah, like, now don't get me wrong. This wasn't easy. Like, after that homer, like, shit was not easy because Robertson came in and to close the game, and shit was looking real rough for him. It was, because Bregman, he doubled off of him. Gurriel, he walks. Now, he does get 2 outs, but by the time that came in, Diaz came in. Now, Diaz, he was pinch hitting for Mancini. And yeah, things were looking crazy. Things were looking real crazy because he threw a wild pitch, and Bregman, he goes from second to third, and Gurriel goes from first to second. To make matters even worse, Diaz is up 3-0 in a pitch count. Eventually, it was 3-1. But Diaz, he grounds out left. And they come out with the victory. That was the last out. But yeah, that was looking very spooky. He was looking very spooky in those last seconds. The Phillies, they still a game. The Astros are undefeated no more in the playoffs. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. This Phillies team, I told y'all in my last video, I forget what video it was, but it was during the NLCS. I told y'all the Phillies are for real. This was not a fluke. They are for real. Trying to think of what to say. But yeah, they for real, man. They did what they were supposed to do. They came in, they squeezed out a victory. Um, yeah, they did what they were supposed to do. Now they took a now they took home field away from Houston because they were in Houston during this game. So they did take away home field, and I thought I heard a commentator say they were undefeated at home in the postseason. If that's the case, then Houston really need to be on it because game 2 is tomorrow at 7. I think they're in Houston as well, and Houston they really need to take this game, and they need to take one from Philly. I don't know who's gonna be on the mound tomorrow. I think Wheeler's gonna be on the mound for the Phillies. And Astros, what are the Astros gonna put on the mound? Who do I think should be on the mound for the Astros? Can't be McCullers. I don't know who's gonna be on the mound for the Astros, but I know Wheeler should be on the mound tomorrow. Hey, and Astros, y'all need to step it up, especially offensively. The pitching did a good job. Aside from Verlander, the bullpen they did a good job of carrying this team the rest of the way. But that offense, they need to do something. They didn't do much. They didn't do much after taking Nola out. They rocked Nola, but out of that, they didn't do anything. It's starting to look like last year against the Braves, where they couldn't generate any offense. Now's not the time for that. I gotta get it together. Game 2 tomorrow at 7:00. See what's going on. Let's see what's going on with that. Y'all gotta step it up, or y'all might get swept. I ain't gonna say y'all are gonna get swept, but like if y'all don't win tomorrow, it's looking like that. Yeah, but that's just my 2 cents. I'm out.